So, things that your guild leader also thinks about. Being the guild leader, you have to have knowledge on everything. How teams work, how they don't work. You need to know at least a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? What monsters are what. People are going to be asking for recommendations. You should always have a good couple recommendations. I'm not right all the time. I'm like hardly right ever. There's people that are way smarter than me in this. They sit there, they can retain the knowledge faster, they can do a lot of good stuff for you, and just help you out with all the knowledge of the whole game. You're not going to have the knowledge for everything in the game, right? But sometimes, like, you do. But that's the point. Sometimes you're just a guild leader who provides an avenue for other people who want to hang out with people like themselves. So you never know who you're going to attract, who you're going to keep with you, who you're going to lose. But like for the big thing for me is just to have, I consider it like a frat house, right? It's like, I just keep the cool people with me and I talk to them and I chill with them. And the people that don't fit in, they just kind of find themselves out, like or like if they're jerks, like you just kick them out, So it's that easy. It's your clubhouse, it's your funhouse, it's your frat, it's your sales team, it's your guys. These are your brothers, sisters. Like this is your squad. These are the boys. These are the chicks, the chicas. Whatever. Girl power, flower power, whatever you want to do. Muscleheads, iron fanatics. Like it's your squad, right? So anytime anybody's acting up, put them in their place. Just squash that. And big thing about being a guild leader is you have to squash it. You have to make this the place where people want to hang out. And so that's like a huge thing. Like if people are, I've had people in my guild that were in the guild for months start flaming for no reason. You have to message them immediately because like everybody's having real world things go on, and you have to help. Like sometimes you just have to be like, dude, what's up? Like, hey, what's going on? You've been with us for a long time and you've never been like this before. I am like gonna kick you. I can't, I hate to say it, but like I can't have this in the guild. And so a lot of times people like, yeah, dude, like I'm just having a rough time in real life, and I was a little touchy. Sorry about that. Or they're gonna be like, screw you, kick me out of your guild. I don't care. And so then if they say that, like like everybody can get mad at anybody, like flaming, Twitter fingers, whatever you call it, keyboard warrior. Kick them out, but don't unfriend them. Like you can kick people out of the guild and still be friends with them. Like so if they do say like I've had a couple guys like 6 months go by. Hey man, I just wasn't even feeling Summoner's War at that time, and these are like they came back and they're like chilling. And so that's the thing is like you never know what's gonna happen, and it's just a game. Long story short though, if you're trying to be in the end game with these type of guys, you're gonna have some people that you're gonna be carrying. Some guys you're just gonna have to keep in for statistics until people join, and you're gonna go through the whole gambit. So don't get discouraged when you have like 5 guys in your guild that are attacking, because you need the numbers for the other 10, right? Hang out with the 5 guys. Like those are the guys that are playing, like whatever. And then if you're looking in the guild chat, I tell you what, I've been a guild leader since before these horns. Now this is a good idea you're gonna want to hear. Pay attention. And we literally used to just go through and say, looking for new members. Like this. Looking for new members. And then this is before I had a keyboard. I was doing it from my phone. Thank you for the keyboard from iPad and an iPad nowadays, right? But I would do that. New players. Or let's just do looking for new players, new members that want to do lab. So we'll just do that. Let's just say farm lab. That want to farm lab for the labyrinth. So we'll just go through, and this is literally what it's like to be a guild leader some days for an hour or so, right? I normally do this during what do I do this during? You do this during your runs. So I'll literally just go through here. This is what it's like to be a guild leader. Everybody's like, oh yeah, my guild leader sucks. A guild leader don't recruit. A guild leader doesn't want to do anything. A guild leader, you know, why is our guild not working? Why is our guild not growing? Why are people not active in the guild? Like, this is what it's like to be your guild leader. You go through and you have to spam all this stuff, right? So we'll just do 1 through 10. 1, 1, 1, 1, 106. I'll just do this really quick so you guys understand what it's like to actually recruit. This is what your guild leader goes through. You know, it's not that I don't have better things to do. I got better things to do. Like, I wish somebody else in the guild would help do this. If you have 3 people in your guild doing stuff like this, or just talking about it in chat, that's all you need. Just you need some spamming going on sometimes. Know what I'm saying? You gotta have some spamming going on. So we're at 17 members right now. Let's go back in and fill this base up. So that's literally what it's like to do some guild stuff as a guild leader. Let's give Zamarian a full base. Zamarian, you're getting a full base. Let's go, brother. Is that 2? He's got 2 Fen Yangs? Okay, my guy. Okay. Zamarian is one of the guys from Belgium. Alright, shout out to Belgium. Oh, this is a pretty big mistake for me, though. This is a big mistake. So I should actually relook at these bases. Here's why. Okay, this is another tip. If you see my base, right? If you see my box, and based on the point I just made, I have a lot of nat 5s. Okay, we got plenty. There's just a bunch. I agreed. There's a bunch of nat 5s. And in Siege War, I mean, I can't believe I'm going, 37 minutes here on this video, but I'll cut a lot out. In Siege War, you just have to remember that not everybody has all the nat 5s you have. So what I really need to do is remake this base. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did finish the defenses for my team. I'm not exactly happy with everything right now, but I did just knock it out really quick because we were running out of time before the battle started here in about an hour. Oh wait, it's just registering. I don't know if it actually registers your current teams and then uses them, or lets you swap it out, during the war or anything, or what it actually has the other team do. But the bottom line is, I have a lot of 5-star monsters, and so it makes sense for me to focus on the 5-star bases. Your teams, your players that have 5-star monsters should have 5-star base defenses. So in other words, I should not be the only guy with a full rack of 5-star monsters. Like, these guys should be all building, well, this is a 4-star base, but you should have 5-star monster teams. So this was a really fun way. Now, it didn't work the last time. It worked horribly, but we did notice that you could figure out who in your siege defenses had really good siege defenses and who had, okay ones. We don't want to say the other words, but who needed work, right? So obviously my teams here I'm not too proud of. I'm not happy with them. But we're just going to target which ones work. You do it for maybe a week or 2. You should do it for like a month so they all get like hits in and see what happens and see which one's working. But this is a way for you to find out whose defenses are really rocking and rolling. So that's a good way to do that. Now this is also a fun way. So you see it in the chat, in the siege chat, it's like, this guy swept a full base. So if you see somebody's base getting fully swept, you don't want their bases to be fully swept. You don't want to look at that at all. You want to sweep bases. But the other thing is too is like how fast are these bases getting crushed, right? Like if their siege teams are fully attacking and they're just wiping you guys out, then yeah, you want to like do something about it. But you don't want to sit there and criticize your guy. Don't criticize your guildmates unless that's your style of leadership and everything. Hey man, your team really stinks or your team really sucks. you know, whatever. I've seen guys that use sense of humor all over the place to do their stuff, or like, you know, witty banter, or hey man, you know, who's got the worst team ever. But I wish I was more like that, but I'm not. I'm kind of like I'm a guy who's like really positive, encouraging, and I always feel like if people are gonna play the game, they're gonna play the game. Now this is a good idea you're gonna want to hear. Pay attention. As a guild leader, you're always looking to see where your guys are at. You're always looking to see how to get better in Siege War, fun things to do, challenges, you know, races. I had a TOA race one time that was pretty fun. We're gonna do a TOA race for Summoners Want Coffee next month, starting 12 a.m. or whatever it is. But this month here, it's just fun for the guild. It's like who can 6-star the most water monsters. So being someone who's played for 4 years, like if you look at some of our guild here, and I'm sure you guys have got players in your guild like this too, right? But if you go into the guild, like, and let's just do Zamarian for instance, right? He's been playing for 1386 days. Brilliant's been playing 236 days. Wow, he's almost had a year already. That's crazy. 1840 days. So these guys, they're on their game. Like, they know how. He's been playing longer than I have. They know how to play the game, right? So there's nothing with these guys on like making something new. Nothing's gonna be different. But like G.I. Joe, 1987 G.I. Joe, he hasn't beat TOA hard yet. The guy doesn't even have a picture, but he's been playing for 1,600 days. But like whatever, right? Like G.I. Joe should be able to beat TOA hard. Like that's my job as your guild leader. That's my job. These guys who don't log in, every guild's got some. Every guild's got some. There's just a bunch of us here that kind of play the game casual. And that's my fault because I wasn't serious, But because we are serious playing now, we're going to start filtering out and we're going to do more of that recruiting stuff, right? But as you can see, the logo is now available for the guild. And so that's on one of our Google Docs. So Google Docs is a good way for you as a guild leader to keep in touch with your people, keeping in touch. So things like Discord, Discord servers are great. We have a Discord server for ours, but it's like one of those things where because we are all spread out across the world, it doesn't make sense for us to really use. Like sometimes we do. Like we have before. I've become pretty good friends with these guys, some of these guys, and we use Line, we use WhatsApp. Some players from around the world might have different stuff, and that's been a really big challenge as well. Where are the players? What language do they speak? So as a guild leader, if you're trying to do that and have players from around the world, you're not gonna have people that speak your language all the time. And it's interesting for me to make that acceptance, but then to watch your guild try to be open to it. Some people aren't as open to that as you think, even though you are. But that's okay, not everybody's looking to speak Spanish when you speak English as your primary language. Not everybody's looking to speak Filipino or Pinoy or Tagalog if, once again, English is your primary language. Not everybody you put in this game speaks English as their primary language like me. So, as a guild leader, you make the decision whether you're gonna try and allow that and see what happens, or if you're kind of you're either gonna make the effort or you're not, is where it boils down to. So I make the effort as best as possible, try and keep the focus on Summoner's War. We talk about some other things outside, obviously drinking or traveling is big for us in the guild here, but keeping your focus on Summoner's War is the primary role of your guild leader. And so those are some of the fun ways that I've done it in the past, and what we look to do.